Hi, I'm Charow. I'm a punk ska artist from Stourbridge, but also from Birmingham, as that's where people tend to recognise a little bit more. I've always had a passion for music, and I've always been in bands. I first started playing guitar when I was 14, I did, and since then I've always gone from one band to the next I have, but in the past few months and past recent years, I've decided to go solo, because I find there's a lot more freedom in it, and it's led to the point where I am now. So I'd say for a good 7 or 8 years I've been playing music, but I've always had a passion for it. My main influences, I would regard a lot of artists, say the likes of King Blues, Jamie T, Rise Against, any artist I'd say that kind of has a message in their music, because it's one thing to just sing about feelings, this. But I think music that genuinely has a purpose, that genuinely has a message that's important to convey to an audience. I'd say any artist that does anything like that would be an influence for me. Incredibly important music was, because on a personal note, I didn't have a very easy high school life, I didn't. So for me, I'd like to think that music really kind of kept me sane, music kind of kept me going, gave me a sense of purpose, which is why I started playing music, because it's one thing to just listen to your favourite artist, but it's another thing altogether to play the music that you love, especially when it's your own music, because I think music gives you the opportunity to sing about things, talk about things that you couldn't even talk about to your best mate at the pub. So I think it's an incredibly great form of almost self-counselling, so to speak, and release of all these emotions and things that you keep locked up. So I'd say it's very important to me personally. In the sense of where I came from, because being from Stourbridge, being from the Dudley Borough, we have something called the DPA, the Dudley Performing Arts, and they were so supportive of so many young musicians and really gave them the opportunity to learn new skills, go out and play some fantastic gigs, work with some great people. But at the same time, especially in the environment that I was growing up in, there were so many other brilliant musicians and brilliant bands that were 10 times better than me, so the competition was so stiff. So I always found myself being a little bit of an underdog when it came to that kind of area I did. But I've got fantastically supportive family, I've got fantastically supportive friends, and I think they're the best tools I've had at my disposal. I think they're the best tool for any artist, to be fair, along with a bit of Bob to buy the odd guitar and whatnot as well. Yes, I really wish that there'd been a lot more fostering of local bands as opposed to music, because I think there's a very big difference between the technical ability to play and the passion to play, because I've always found myself going against the grain in whatever I do. So if I've got a guitar teacher telling me, oh, you need to play your chords this way, or this is the correct way to play music, I find myself in the back of my head thinking to myself, well, where's my individual creativity in that? So I'd say a more fostering of individual creativity would be awesome. Also, the fact that a lot of youth societies, youth groups these days are really underfunded, and I think that kind of fosters this kind of resentment, I'd say, against society. So I think a lot more attention and a lot more funding to, say, youth groups, youth clubs would really go a long way, I think, to help kind of foster other people's music and their talents. I think music programs are absolutely essential, because you hear it every day, people moaning about kids being on the corner, kids being out on the street, kids having nothing to do. Well, the reason they've got nothing to do, nowhere to go, is because projects like, say, youth music funding and everything like that, it's being cut. So kids are left with nothing to do, and without nothing to do, the kids are going to have no sense of direction. So I think a stronger investment in kids and in what they want to pursue would really go a long way to, fostering a new generation of creative people, I think, because I think that's something that's been so overlooked. I think kids in general being overlooked. If any other minority was, marginalised as much as kids were these days, you'd have a national outrage. So I think that more investment in the next generation of people is really, really required. And when it comes to music, definitely, because as I said, music is, for me, is the ultimate form of self-expression. It is. So for kids to have the ability to express themselves so freely in an environment that they want to express in, I think it will go a long way to just making, as cliche as it sounds, just a happier generation of people. My name is Charow, spelled C-H-A-R-O-W, weird name, I blame the parents. You can follow me on Twitter, you can also find me on Facebook as well. If you just type in my name, it's unique, SCHAROW, Charow. Follow me, find me, and I promise I will do my best to make you happy.